What's up, guys? This is episode 60 of the Real Dealz podcast. We made it. I've got a special episode for you guys this week. We're doing things a little bit different. I'm going to be sitting at this desk a lot talking to you guys, but we got multiple different segments, so you get to see me in different attires. So this is the first segment of a few more to come. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually, I'm going to talk about real quick a little bit what's going on with us, but then we're going to jump into our behind the curtain webinar that we did for you for our negotiating with sellers product. So stay tuned for that. But before we do, I wanted to give you just a little update since we didn't do an audio podcast this week. Normally we do an audio podcast, a video podcast, an audio podcast, but right now we're just doing 2 video podcasts in a row because we've got our negotiating with sellers product coming out. So with that said, I wanted to give you a little update on what's going on in our own real estate investing business because we got a lot of big things going on right now. The biggest is probably the fact that we're selling 3 of our $1 million homes in the next 30 days or so, which will be over $3 million in revenue to the company, which is huge. It's ginormous. So that's probably the most revenue in that shorter period of time that we've had since our existence, so that's fantastic. We also closed on a super smoking deal. Just yesterday, we went to the property today, made sure the seller was out. They left us a giant piano in the house, so if you know anybody out there in Listerland that wants a piano, we got one in this house. But we got the house at a great deal. I think we're just going to paint it. It's got some bars on the window. Probably take those off and then just put it on the market at kind of a wholesale price. It's in a really hot area of Portland, and so we're going to kind of list it a little under market and kind of let the feeding frenzy commence. There's a lot of people out there right now looking for a deal, and there's a lot of retail buyers that want just a little bit of a deal, and they'll kind of take care of the rest. So I think that's probably where this one's going to fall. It doesn't need a full rehab, but it's a little funky, a little dated, but it's clean, and it's livable, and it's in a really hot little pocket of entry-level Portland, North Portland neighborhood. So that's what we've got going on. But to segue from that, we got this deal, and we bought it for probably 60 cents on the dollar. It doesn't need much work, and this is in the middle of a super hot market here in Portland. Less than 3 months of inventory. Nobody can find any deals. No buyers can find a house to even buy on the retail side. So we were able to negotiate this deal, buy this deal right now here, what are we, April 8th, 2015. So, all the things that we talk about in our negotiating with sellers product are things that we're doing right now every day in my own business here to get deals like the one that we just closed on yesterday. So I really want to stress that to you because, we're in a difficult time to find deals in the market cycle. Back in 2010, 2011, you had all the REOs, you had all the auctions, short sales. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit. And when there's a lot of low-hanging fruit, everybody looks like a genius. And so now that low-hanging fruit has dried up to some extent, now everybody has to really get good at not only finding potential sellers, but then talking to them, negotiating with them, and making a deal out of a lead that comes in. And so that's what the point of this whole podcast is going to be, kind of taking you behind the curtains, talking about the value of our negotiating with sellers product, showing you what you get with the negotiating with sellers product. And so that's really going to be the focus of this episode. But before I take you to there, I want to show you guys something. Follow me here. We've got our wall of fame over here. That was me actually when I was made of rubber and a little bit younger. But as you can see here, we got 2 checks, one here and one there. This one's for about $1.7 million. That's a real check. I had it wired, and then I had the title company cancel the check. And then we got another check here, and this was actually, 2013. So we've been getting big checks for a while. This one is this year, 2015, $1,012,000 and some change. So, the reason why I want to show you those is because, those checks are a result of being able to negotiate directly with sellers, put deals together, and in those cases we actually built houses and then we sold the houses, and that's why we were able to get those kind of checks. But the foundation of all of that is being able to negotiate with a seller, negotiate with a lead, and turn it into a deal. So Without any further ado, I want to show you guys the next couple videos here that we kind of put together. That's the behind the curtains look at our negotiating with sellers product. Goes into everything that it is and shows you, exactly what you're going to get, hopefully when you choose to invest in this product. So check it out. I know you'll like what you see. What's up, guys, and welcome to the behind the curtain video for our negotiating with sellers product. I want to thank you guys for putting your name and email address in the box first and foremost. That's the first step towards really figuring out, okay, what this product is and how it can benefit you in your business. So I want to thank you for doing that, and you'll thank me later, trust me. So the first thing I want to talk about here is that this video is going to kind of go into A, why I feel that this is such a great product, but then B, we're going to actually take you into the website. We're going to show you everything that you get as a part of this training product. So I think this is really going to be an informational video for you guys. It's really going to, help give you the confidence that, this is a great product and something that you should invest in for your business. Now, I also wanted to address the fact that I know that this is probably a big investment for a lot of you. It's a pretty hefty price tag based on some of the other stuff that we have out there, our Deal Finders Academy, things like that. But, I want you to really think about this in terms of what it's worth to your business. And I really feel that this is worth, so much more than what we're charging. And I know a lot of people say that, a lot of gurus say that, but, if there's one little nugget in here, which there's a ton, but if there's just one that you take away in the next negotiation that you have with a seller that saves you $1,000, you've more than paid for it. Plus, then you can use those tactics over and over and over again on every negotiation moving forward. So, in my opinion, this product can pay for itself hundreds of times over. All you got to do is use the information in your negotiating with sellers. So keep that in mind. I think it's an important thing. Now, I took notes here just to make sure that I get everything for you. Now, at the time that we're releasing this product, I want to kind of provide you guys some, frame what kind of market we're in and how valuable this product is even in the current market conditions. So right now, the market is hot, right? In most metros around the country, it's a hot market. Our market here in Portland, really hot. We've got like 3 months of inventory or less. I know a lot of you guys out there have less than that. Some have a little more, but bottom line is the majority of the country is in a very strong real estate market, and that causes issue when it comes to finding inventory. It's not as easy as it once was, and a lot of the sellers that you have calling in from your marketing probably want full retail or even more, right? But there are a lot of sellers out there that are willing to sell at a discount even in this hot market. You just need to know how to talk to them and take a raw lead and convert it into a discounted purchase. Now, you're not going to be able to do it with everybody, so I'm not claiming that at all, but there are a lot of leads that call in. Occasionally there's a few leads that call in and they just say, please buy my house at 50, 60 cents on the dollar. Rarely ever happens, but it does happen once in a blue moon. The vast majority of leads that you will close as deals call in as a possible deal first. And the reason why they become a profitable deal is because of how you deal with them, how you talk to them. So, going back to my point here, we're in the middle of a very hot market here in Portland, Oregon, and I want to show you guys a check that we got yesterday. I'll cover up the bank account number so you can see it, but you can see it. It's for 23 grand, and it's for April 1st, 2015. You should be able to see that, right? Okay, got it? Got it? All right, good. So this is a check that we got wholesaling a house yesterday. So this is legit. We're legit, right? We're not blowing smoke. We got it yesterday using the exact strategies that we teach in this product. Somebody called in. They wanted, well, actually it was a web lead. They went to our website, but then we had to talk to them. Then we had to negotiate with them. Then we had to take this raw lead and we had to convert it into this check. And that's where the negotiating with sellers product comes in and becomes extremely valuable for your business. So I really wanted you guys to see this. This is very important. And so I wanted to also say that, once you understand how to take a raw lead and convert it into this, you're basically, you're writing your own check in this business. You can create your financial freedom. You no longer have to rely on anybody else for deals. You don't have to rely on other crappy wholesalers. You don't have to rely on, crappy pocket listings or just regular RMLS listings or realtors. You don't have to rely on anybody to bring you deals. You can generate your own deals, you can negotiate them, and you can create checks like this all on your own. And that's a very, very powerful feeling. So I really can't harp on that enough with you guys. Now, the other thing I want to mention is just this was a wholesale deal, but once you get good at negotiating with sellers, you don't just have to wholesale. We build a lot of high-end homes. How do you think we get the product to build these high-end homes in these A-plus super desirable areas? We talk to sellers just like we talked to this one, negotiate with them, and get a price that's a really, really good price for us, so that then when we rehab or build the home and sell it, our margin is that much bigger. And that's how we make so much money not doing a million deals a year. We don't have to. We can do less deals, make more money, and at the end of the day, that's the best way to do this business, in my opinion. Now, one thing that I also wanted to mention is that I'm not trying to hard sell you. I'm not trying to be like some guru up on the stage, pushing you to the back of the room, telling you to pull out your credit card and go buy this, over-promising and under-delivering coaching program. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm just trying to explain to you and really harp on the fact that the most valuable skill set that you can have in this business is knowing how to talk to sellers, knowing how to do it in a way that makes them want to do business with you, and then negotiate with them at the same time to get a price that works for you and will make you money. That's the biggest secret to this whole business, and that's really what we try to embody in this program and in this training in our Negotiating with Sellers product. So really keep that in mind. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is that, look, I'm 35 years old. I live in a house that's basically our dream house. We built it this past year. It's owned free and clear. I have a really nice car that I don't really drive that much because, like some people, I don't like to show up on the job site with a really nice car. But I have all these things, and it's all because we figured out how to talk to sellers and negotiate with them and get great deals on real estate. That's it. I'm not overly smart in any other area other than the fact that I just really know how to talk to sellers and negotiate deals, and so does everybody else that works with me here. So it's really, really the most important skill set that you can have if you want to be a real estate investor. And so that's why I feel like this is such a valuable product. So, last but not least, I want to give you guys a tour and actually show you exactly what is inside this product. So we're going to kind of cut this video here, and we're going to jump to a video where you actually get to look at the screen, look at the computer, and you can follow along, and I'll show you exactly what's inside this product. So let's go check it out. All right, everybody, I want to thank you guys for joining me here for the Behind the Curtains part of the Negotiating with Sellers webinar that I wanted to kind of whip up here for you guys. And I wanted to show you guys not only what you're going to see when you go to the website, but also what you're going to see when you get logged into the website. So this is the home page. When you go to our Negotiating with Sellers product, you're going to see the home page. If you scroll down the page here, you'll see a lot of the testimonials and kind of what the product includes. And then we also have a sample here on one of our Negotiating with Sellers calls. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your name and your email address in here to get the webinar if you have not already, but those of you that are watching this have likely already done that. But once you actually purchase the product and you want to sign in, you can either go to Join Now if you haven't already purchased it, or you go to your login page if you have. You click on the login page, and it'll take us to the membership login. And once you get here, you just say, hey, guess what? Log me in, bud. And there you go. Click on that, and it'll take us behind the curtain. Here we are, right? Ooh, behind the curtain for our Negotiating with Sellers product. So the first thing you're going to see here is a welcome page that basically has a breakdown of everything that is included on the back end of this site. And so as you can see here, we have tutorials, we have seller FAQs, we have the life of an escrow, we have the roadmap to a title policy, we have our downloads, and then of course we have all of the My Account settings. So I want to run through these real quick here and show you guys what each one is all about. If you click on the tutorials section, this is the part that's probably the meatiest, where most of the information is going to be kept. And as you can see, it's kind of loading up the page here, so a little bit slow going, but it'll start to, okay, here we are. We made it. All right, now what we've done is we've broken down the getting to talk to a seller, getting information out of them, negotiating with them. We've broken it down into all these different sections. And as you click on a section, like the first one is going to be information gathering and rapport building. Very important section, right? You click on this,
and it takes you to the video that I shot that gives you all of my personal insight on this aspect of gathering information and building rapport with any incoming leads. And then it gives you all the seller calls. These are real seller calls that Chris had with a seller, kind of illustrating everything that I talk about here in the video as far as what is important when you're dealing with trying to gather information and build rapport with the seller. Now, if we want to go back to the welcome page, we go back to welcome under the member, and then we shoot back here. This is the next part that's really important, seller FAQs. So this page here, this has all of the most frequently asked questions that sellers have ever asked over the time that we've been doing deals. And if all you have to do is put your cursor over whichever question it is, click on it, and boom, it'll then take you to the answer that we've spent a lot of time to kind of craft pretty long answers for you, so that you know the answer to every question that a seller asks, because those are the most important parts of negotiating with sellers, when they ask you a question, to have a good answer for them. Now, the next section is going to be life of an escrow. This and the roadmap to a title policy are just kind of extras that we threw in here because they'll help you better understand exactly how a transaction flows, and then also what goes into creating a title insurance policy, because these are a lot of weird questions that sellers will ask over time, and so these are meant to be more of resources for you than anything in case that comes up. Now, the next section is download. So if we go to the download page, and this part of the product has a few things. Number one, it has the lead flow chart. So you'll see this video here. This goes through step by step when a lead comes into our funnel, exactly how we treat it and how we try to convert that lead into a deal. The next part is the lead flow chart. You can actually print it out. And then last but not least is the property information lead sheet, which we'll actually have a video on for as well that you can click on to kind of go through what's important about that. So you go back up here to the member services section, click on the welcome, and it'll take us back to the home page of all the things that's included in this product. So like I mentioned before, the tutorial section, this is kind of the meat and potatoes part here. This is where you get to see all the videos where I talk about what's important, and then also all of the calls that kind of reinforce that. Then you have your seller FAQs, all the most important questions that a seller will ask you during your negotiations with them that you need to have the answers to. And then life of an escrow, road to a title, or roadmap to a title policy, also fairly important, and downloads. And that'll be pretty much what's included in this fantastic product. So hopefully this video showed you guys exactly what to expect.
All right, guys, I'm back for the final wrap-up part of this week's podcast. I hope you really enjoyed seeing behind the curtain, checking out our Negotiating with Sellers product. We're really, really excited about it. We put a ton of work into it, and we've had a lot of people within the DFA actually look at it ahead of time, which is our Deal Finders Academy, some of our bigger hitters in there, and they really, really liked what they saw. Thought it was a fantastic product, just as we did. So do yourself a favor, if you have not already, really look into making this investment into this product. It will absolutely change your business. I can absolutely assure you of that. And beyond that, it's a fantastic product, and I fully endorse it. So go check it out, and then from there, hopefully you purchase it as well. Now, next week, we will be back with an audio podcast. We've done 2 video podcasts back to back, so we might do 2 audio podcasts. I'm not sure yet, but I can assure you that we will be back next week with an audio podcast and another Deal Finders Academy interview. So I will see you guys then.